Hello gamers, this is DNH and welcome back to SkyBlock Quickcarpet. So, we are back. I still have not started the aquarium yet. And this time I don't really have much of an excuse. Last time I was collecting Prismarine, which again, excuse, whatever. I do what I want in my game. But, but yeah, last week I was collecting Prismarine, so I did not start on it. And this week, I don't know. I guess I just felt like doing something a little different. So I, in fact, did not start on the aquarium. Right. Okay, so I decided to work a little bit in this area. First of all, the town. I guess the Old West style buildings were bothering me a lot. And so I decided I wanted to update that. And then that led me to working on the library, which I had intended to do for a long time. And then that led me into finishing this courtyard. So yeah, I was doing something else. So let me show you. So this is a courtyard in front of the cathedral. You come down in here. It's got some acacia trees, which I liked because there's a lot of acacia wood on the thing. I figure, oh yeah, they have a tree thing. And then there's this fountain in the center. And at the top are 4 of the statues that are the same statues that are on top of the cathedral, only with water coming out of basically the bird gargoyle thing's mouth. And then here, it's kind of harder to tell, but those are the same head mouth things that are at the corners of each of the things. So then there's 2, 4, and then 6 and 8. So there's like 8 of those plus the things right in the center here. And then this just kind of wraps around and these come up. There are staircases up which just lead to these kind of patios or whatever. So I like this area. I think it's cool. It's a nice little courtyard for the cathedral, which is awesome. So then let's come over here and let's look at the buildings here real quick. Now these were just a single color box basically, and I had originally done that intentionally because they were supposed to be very simplistic. But I just really didn't like it. So I ended up adding accent wood to each of these things. I made the windows a little smaller because you wouldn't necessarily have huge windows. I left the tops sort of the same. But yeah, so I do think this looks better than it did. I'm not saying perfect, but I'm saying better than it did. Okay. Yeah. And that's just, and the traders are still in these things. And, I had bred up a couple of extra traders in each one of these things. And now, there's not enough. They've all gathered, ability to do things, the ability to do, jobs from somewhere. I don't know. They're seeing some kind of toolbox or whatever, but there are not enough toolboxes within each building. So then some of the trades aren't resetting. I really have to do something with trading, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But let's go on to the next tour. So here's the library. I added these 2 sandstone lions. I actually like the way they look. This is sort of reminiscent of the New York Public Library has a couple of lions out front, but these are like sandstone ones, and so I really thought the colors were cool. And they're just sort of laying on these floating pillars. And then I added these barriers around the outside, which they're elevated enough that you can totally still see the lion. I actually like it. And the barriers go around the outside pretty well. And then I added this area over here, which it was always my intent on this side of the library to build kind of a green area with a waterfall that ran down to the river down there. Yeah. Now I also have these barriers, although they're entirely glass, over on this thing. And one of the things about it is that at first I really didn't like the fact that it basically covers up all of this, like you can't see. And I'm probably going to put a couple trees like right there, maybe one up on the higher area. But this barrier covers up this green area. And so I really didn't like it at first. But then I sort of got to thinking, maybe that's kind of cool because it's a library and they're like, oh, keep out of this area and whatever, and they don't really care if you see it or not. Um, so it's just yeah, it's like covered up and whatever. So yeah, I sort of that's where the witch farm is. I sort of like it, and it has these waterfalls, and really they do look kind of cool. And there's this bigger waterfall right here, and it goes into this pool, and then this looks out over into this other pool. Um, so I think I am going to leave this railing at least for now. It does cover up things. I will pillar up so you can see kind of the stuff a little better. So so yeah, there's and I'll pillar up over there too, but that goes into some water and grass, and there's this waterfall here. There's this water feature out there, and I sort of just connected this all with cobblestone and took the wall back to here. I'll probably like extend the grass some out over here, maybe extend the dirt some out over there. Might put like a fence or something to kind of rail that off. I'm gonna leave some sky there though, because that lion is floating the same as that lion. Um, but yeah, okay. So that's let me pillar up over in the other area too, just so that you're getting good views of it. But yeah, so I probably will leave the railing, even though it's kind of obtrusive. But you know, like I said, I think it's kind of almost a feature of this, right? Like, oh, this is a library, and you know, we're definitely keep off the grass type thing or whatever. Um, so yeah, this is just a water area, and obviously it's murky colored because this is technically swamp biome right here, and so you can kind of see that shift from blue water to the swamp, which there's nothing I can really do about that. You know, it is what it is. It's fine. Yeah, let me go down, and then one more time, and then there's all these, like there's a staircase up there, there's a staircase over here, and there's a staircase in the other corner. One more time, let me just kind of pillar up right here. So yeah, and then this comes up. Oh, and yeah, I'll show you right here too. So each of these has like water that kind of flows out of the side over there. It does it too, and then this kind of water falls into that. And you can maybe imagine it goes underneath here and populates into that or whatever. I don't know, but it doesn't. But whatever. But over here, there's a one waterfall, and it goes and it flows down to the side over there. So well, and I'll go around. I guess it's fine. I still need to decide how to do this transition too. I might round these out a little bit more, or I might just leave it over. Hard to say. But yep. I'm pretty happy with how most of this turned out. So yeah, I'm glad I spent some time. Sometimes these guys will spawn on top of the roof, which is weird, but whatever. So yeah, that's where that waterfall comes down from the side. There's another big waterfall that comes down into here. And then this is the pool that exists. I might also build another bridge over here rather than going to this bridge right here. And some animals spawned, including 2 wolves. So I tamed both of these wolves. Hello. Hello. Yeah. You know, cool. And there's not a thing up there right now. So anyway, and then yeah, there's squid and there's fish, and yeah, it's a pool. So yeah, that's basically what I've worked on since the last time. Not at all working on the aquarium. Wow, that was nice. And so whatever. That's okay though. Do I have signs in here? I do not have signs. Well, one way to fix that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. You come over here and boom. Sometime there we go. Sign. Yep, great. Okay. Now let's talk about this for a second. Okay. All right, here we go. So up here, I'm gonna say enchanting table. I can't really make an enchanting table, but that's not. Boy, that is really high. But that's not a priority. That's on the who cares list. And what was the other thing I literally? Oh yeah, spider farm. Okay. I do want that, but that's not necessarily a priority. Okay. So now we have build a zoo. Okay. And I'm probably next to this going to do things like is that how you spell aquarium? I think that's how you spell aquarium. Okay. So these are going to be things for the zoo. Aquarium. I need more signs than this probably, but for now I'm just going to say aquarium. But I mean, it's probably going to be, what like bird bee exhibit, like a bird bee thing. You know, village exhibit, that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm gonna need more signs probably. Let's take this and come back over here. Okay, now, so I can fill in this a little bit more. Now, down here, I'm gonna say the build a castle. And I'm gonna talk about that. And I probably will put more for the zoo because those are related to the zoo. But right here, I'm going to say villager trading. Okay, so let me talk about these two real quick. So I'm still going to work on the zoo. I'm not abandoning the zoo. I know it looks like I'm completely. Hey, a tree just grew. I know it looks like I completely have not even. I mean, it's been several episodes. I haven't even started my aquarium. Look, I'm excited about the zoo. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to do that. But there are two other things that I want to talk about. Let's talk about the castle real quick. So I had talked last episode about the Ravagers and the Pillagers and the Bad Omen thing and whatever. I killed those guys again, which is the second time. But basically, I haven't seen a Ravager in this map, and I want to be able to do a raid and to do those things. So I talked about building like a Scottish style castle. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it out by the villager outpost. I have the thing in the Nether which leads to a villager outpost. So I'm going to build a castle out there. Along with a place to spawn. I'm guessing in the outpost can spawn these pillagers, and then I can put a couple of villagers in there that are safe and create raids and defend them and do all of that. Like that's my goal, is to create a castle defense of a raid area out there by the outpost. That's something I'm going to work on. I'm not saying right away, but that is my decided goal for that area, and I am going to start working on it. Now, villager trading. So when I was working on this area, I always have these ideas when I'm working, right? I had the idea for the pillager thing when I was working on the Prismarine area. Now, when I was working on this area, I was back in here, and so the trees were growing more and the crops were growing more. So I started harvesting things again and doing a couple of cycles. Plus, I had to buy some more axes, and I actually made a really good axe for harvesting things. Efficiency 5, unbreaking 3, and then mending. So once this gets really low, I just go over to the Enderman farm and just fill it up immediately. Also, I have this power 5 unbreaking mending bow that I use to farm the iron golems. I mean, I have the iron farm over there, which is great, but then tons of iron golems will come and fill this up. They're already starting again. I mean, I've had this like whole thing crammed with these guys. So I like to clean it out every now and then, and that uses a lot of bow power and a lot of bow durability. So and they don't give you XP when you kill them. So anyway, I need to fill it up. So I digress. I was doing a lot of trading, and I talked about how these guys don't refresh their trades. And honestly, their trades aren't that good, but there's one or two of them. There's one guy in there that has a much better trade because he's one of the villagers I cured. But he doesn't refresh his trade anymore because he doesn't have a station that's in there. Now I can drop a station down, and that's fine. But basically, my intent is I am going to I'm gonna make like a bazaar, okay, like a village, like a trading bazaar, and basically have it focused on villager trading. Have it where I can cure zombie villagers and even, reinfect them maybe if necessary and cure them again to try to really get their trades very good. I'm going to have individual slots for each trader and put them in based on how good their trade is. Most of these things, like, they're just all jumbled into these or to those. Even in the library where I have them somewhat sectioned out, it's hard for me to sometimes find the exact best trade. They're not that organized, even though that was sort of my intent with the rooms on the side. But with 4 people per room and with them not being directly organized and it being harder to sort of move them around behind the scenes, like, that's what I want. I want I want a front facing thing where everybody's just in rows and I can do my business. But then when I need to make changes or move them around or reinfect them, I want a really good, easy way behind the scenes to move them around to the areas where I need them. If it's with mine carts, if it's with certain tunnels, however. So that is going to be a project that I am going to work on. And then also right next to the I'm probably going to build the trading center. So I'm talking about like a bazaar, I don't know, like a is it a Middle Eastern bazaar? Or I don't know, but one of those sort of desert bazaars. And I'm going to build it out here. This direction, there is a desert. I don't know how far out I'm going to go, but it'll be a little ways, but it'll be within striking distance of this. But I'm going to go out that direction. And right next to it, I'm going to build it's going to be a pretty big bazaar. And then right next to it, I'm going to build what's probably going to be a pyramid. I'll be honest with you, because, desert, blah, whatever. Some kind of temple, probably a pyramid. I don't know. And inside of it, it's going to be pretty big too. And inside of it, it is going to have farms for all the trading stuff. So like all of this stuff is like, oh, I come over here, or like the sugar cane, I have to come all the way over here and harvest it and then go all the way over to the library to trade it in. So I want farms in a much closer proximity to where the villagers are. And I want to try to automate at least some of them. I know you can use pistons and things to automate sugarcane farms. It's my intent to do that. So then even if I'm just sitting around the area, I'm getting more sugarcane. I know you can also have automated probably like pumpkin farms and melon farms. So my intent is to try to automate as many farms as possible for these things. And then, yeah, I'll have, where I could just AFK, or where just spending time in and around there is going to be gathering resources. And that way, and that way I can use those to trade. And if I can get the trades to be much better, where I'm paying far, far less for each thing, I can build up more emeralds. It's not that I don't have a fair number of emeralds, but at one point I had almost all of these emerald blocks. And really, when I was off building, like in the other areas, I wasn't really trading. I wasn't really building this up. And then as I was getting decent enough trades out of wandering villagers, I was trading and using. And there's, I think, some emeralds in the ender chest right now. I guess I have more than this, but it's the supply is going down, and I want to get it where I have plenty, and there's no reason not to. So, and then just make it a lot easier on myself. If I want, this type of book or that type of book, or even, I mean, I think it's cool, and I'm probably going to leave people in the library. I'm going to leave villagers in these buildings and in those buildings, and the clerics in the cathedral. I mean, I think it's cool. Although, again, with the clerics, it's like, oh, I have to come over here and get rotten flesh. And wow, I'm all the way down to there now? There's none in? Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I say all the way down to there, but like every single one of these chests is full. But I mean, yeah, so, I have to get the flesh and cart it over there. So yeah, I also want to make maybe a mob farm in that area, and that might incorporate the spider farm thing. I might do a better mob farm than this drop farm. which I don't know. I might still leave this drop farm because maybe it's loaded when I'm not, because it's in a spawn chunk. Debatable. I don't know. Although, like, when I spend time way out in the like in the zoo, if I do the log mob caps thing, it doesn't necessarily have hostile mobs. So the very first number, the 65 out of 70, is hostile, and I don't know that it's persistent out there. I don't know. The 28 out of 10 is passives. I have a bunch of, like, animals in places. It's untamed passive mobs. The O of 15 is bats, so there's no bats in this area. You saw there were a bunch of bats in the water area. The 15 blue, now 18 of 15 in the blue is water creatures, and that's really predominantly right here, where the fish and the squid and things are spawning over in here. That's counting the blue. And then the last white column is, what is the last white column? I don't even know what it is off the top of my head. But anyway, I've talked about that before. So, yeah. So that's the plan. I wanted to talk about that plan a little bit just because I might be, again, it's been a lot. Maybe next time I'll go work on the aquarium. I'm not abandoning the aquarium. It's on the list right here, right there. But I do want to do villager trading. I do want to do pyramid farms. I probably should. It does. Oh. There we go. I don't know how to spell bizarre. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. So I did want to talk about that, though, because I will probably start with that too, because I really do feel like I want better trading, and that would be having it easier, having them cheaper would really help me keep my emerald supply up and be much easier. Like, again, because I had to get mending books and unbreaking books for these things, and I just I don't know. I want something that's a little bit different. Plus, I might, like I said, I might want a different mob farm and one that I can go back to. Like this one, I could convert again to an experience farm where I whack at things, but not as easily. I might want one where I can automatically do it. Not to mention, because I've been building those bows out of dropped bows, my supply of dropped bows that are enchanted is really down. I mean, at one point, both of those chests and up into here were all full with enchanted bows. And now I've combined and used so many that they're down. So I might want to be able to just kill more things that way. And gain experience too, because I might not. Sometimes if I want to repair some of this stuff, I don't want to go all the way to the end, even though doing that means it's almost instantaneous repair because you get so much XP in that Enderman farm. But yeah, okay. So just wanted to bring you up to speed, show you the areas that that I had done. I really am excited about having worked on that, though, because is this a good place to kind of pillar up here? Because like I said, I'd been looking at these a lot, and I'd wanted to do something with those. I'm happy generally with how that turned out. I'd been wanting to connect that, and let's see if I can really get a good view. I'd been wanting to connect that river to something with a waterfall over there, and now I've done that and done that off to the side of this, which is great. The lions were just a nice touch, and then I'd been wanting like a courtyard in front of the cathedral, and now that exists too. So yeah, I really feel like this area is coming together. I'm happy with it. and I'm ready to move on to trading hall, to the aquarium. Trading hall out there somewhere. Aquarium's way out there at the zoo. I will do those things. I mentioned it in a prior episode too. So the episodes have been pretty regular, but I did get a new puppy, and it's actually impacted my ability to do my other classic gaming series. So yeah, if there are breaks in episodes, just fair warning. As I always say, it's not an every week thing for me, and blah blah blah. But yeah, just warning. Puppies take a lot of attention and work and that kind of thing. So anyway, I am gonna go. As always, gamers, have a good evening, day, and night. Minecraft, time lapse, mob traps, world maps, cat naps, rap tracks perhaps. You'll tune in and watch the hijinks, and if you like, click the up and subscribe links.